Most people wander through their days as if time is some mysterious river they have no control over. They wake up, check their phones, respond to emails, scroll social media, deal with whatever pops up, and then wonder why at the end of the day they didn't accomplish the things that truly mattered. Here's the truth. Time isn't something you find. It isn't something that magically appears when life feels calm or convenient. Time is the one resource that is equally distributed to everyone on the planet. You and the most successful person in the world have the same 24 hours. What separates you is not the number of hours. It's how you decide to use them. Successful people don't stumble through their day waiting for opportunities to show up. They don't hope that they'll suddenly find time between distractions and obligations. They allocate their time with intention. Every hour, every block of minutes, every segment of the day is assigned a purpose. When they wake up in the morning, they already know what matters most. They don't wait for clarity. They create clarity. They plan the night before, laying out their priorities like a roadmap. This pre-planned focus prevents decision fatigue, that draining sensation you feel when every little choice starts to weigh you down. When you know what you're going to do before the day begins, you save mental energy for the things that actually move your life forward. Allocating time with intention isn't about rigid schedules or suffocating routines. It's about making choices about what is worth your attention and what isn't. Every moment you spend scrolling through your feed, reacting to notifications, or saying yes to something that doesn't serve your goals is a moment stolen from your purpose. Successful people understand this. They guard their time the way a lion guards its territory. They know that the hours of their day are a form of currency, and if they spend them carelessly, they will never reach the life they want. This approach requires honesty. You have to face the fact that you have been spending a lot of your hours reacting to life instead of designing it. You have to admit that your attention has been hijacked by distractions, by tasks that feel urgent but are not important. And then you must make a conscious decision to change. You must decide what deserves your energy and what doesn't. That's where true power lies. The moment you begin allocating your time intentionally, you stop being a victim of circumstances and start becoming the architect of your life. Think about the hours you waste without realizing it. 10 minutes here checking notifications, 20 minutes there, letting your mind wander. They add up. Successful people are aware of every hour. They carve out dedicated blocks for what matters most. They know that if they wait for the perfect conditions to start, they'll wait forever. Instead, they create conditions by assigning time deliberately. They schedule their priorities first, and everything else fits around them. This is why they get more done in a single day than most people do in a week. Allocating time with intention also teaches you to respect yourself. When you commit to spending your hours on what's important, you are sending a message to your brain. I matter. My goals matter. My life is worth investing in. And that commitment builds momentum. Every small decision to honor your time reinforces your confidence and self-trust. It creates a habit of excellence where consistency compounds into massive results. Finally, intentional time allocation is liberating. When you know how you want to spend your day and you follow through, you no longer feel overwhelmed by chaos or distraction. You feel in control. You feel powerful. And here's the best part. You can start today. You don't need a new schedule, a new job, or a perfect morning routine. You just need the courage to decide how you will use the next hour, the next block of time, the next 24 hours. Every successful person you admire started there. They chose to allocate their time with purpose, and that choice transformed their lives. You have the same choice right now. Stop waiting to find time. Start creating it. Decide where your hours go. Protect them. Honor them. Every minute you manage intentionally is a step toward the life you've been dreaming of. And that is how ordinary days turn into extraordinary results. One of the biggest mistakes people make is trying to do everything in a day and convincing themselves that being busy equals being productive. But here's the truth. Being busy is not the same as making progress. Successful people understand this better than anyone. They don't fill their days with random tasks or endless to-do lists. They identify one big thing, one meaningful action that will move their life forward, and they focus on completing that before anything else. This is the secret that most people overlook. It's not about doing more, it's about doing what matters most. The idea of the one big thing may sound simple, but it's powerful. Every day, successful people ask themselves, if I could only accomplish one thing today, what would it be? And then they commit to it fully. This single task is not a trivial item like replying to emails or attending meetings that could have been an email. It's something that challenges them, pushes them outside of their comfort zone, or moves them closer to their long-term goals. It might be writing a chapter of a book, making an important phone call, completing a critical project, or taking a bold step in their business. Whatever it is, it has impact. When you focus on one meaningful task, you eliminate overwhelm. Life is full of distractions, of competing priorities, of small fires that demand your attention. If you try to handle everything at once, you dilute your energy and accomplish very little of substance. Successful people don't allow themselves to get pulled in 10 different directions. They understand that real progress comes from deep, focused action. One big thing done well is worth more than 10 small things done poorly. This focus also builds momentum. Every time you complete your one big thing, it sends a message to your brain. I am capable. I am in control. I can create results. That feeling of accomplishment fuels your confidence and motivates you to take action the next day. Momentum is one of the most underrated forces in success. It doesn't come from multitasking or doing more. It comes from consistently completing the most important action in your day over and over again. But focusing on one big thing requires courage. It requires you to prioritize your goals over instant gratification, over distractions, over the comfort of staying busy with small, meaningless tasks. It forces you to say no to things that don't align with your bigger vision. And that's not easy because the world constantly pulls at your attention. Social media, emails, meetings, notifications, all of these are designed to steal your focus. The ability to say no and protect your time is what separates people who drift through life from those who achieve extraordinary results. Successful people also understand that consistency matters more than intensity. It's not about occasional bursts of effort. It's about doing the one meaningful thing every single day, no matter how they feel. Some days it will be easy, other days it will feel impossible, but they push through because they know that daily action compounded over time creates results that are exponential. Why? Our one big thing repeated day after day adds up in ways that are almost invisible until suddenly the results are undeniable. Focusing on one big thing also teaches you to live intentionally. It forces you to clarify what matters most in your life and make conscious choices about where your time and energy go. You stop reacting to everything and everyone and start acting in alignment with your goals. You learn to value your own priorities and give them the attention they deserve. And when you do that consistently, you not only achieve more, you become the person capable of handling more, the person who gets things done even when the world is chaotic. Here's the bottom line. If you want to manage your 24 hours like successful people, stop spreading yourself thin. Stop trying to accomplish everything and instead focus on the one big thing that will move your life forward today. Commit to it, protect it, complete it, and then do it again tomorrow. Momentum, clarity, focus, confidence, all of it comes from this simple yet powerful habit. When you master the art of doing one big thing every day, your days stop controlling you and you start controlling your life. And that, my friend, is the essence of success. The morning is not just the beginning of the day. It is the foundation of everything you do. Yet so many people treat it like it's just another hour to waste. They wake up late, groggy, and immediately dive into their phones, reacting to notifications, emails, and messages before they've even had a moment to think for themselves. The truth is, mornings are sacred, and the way you spend them determines the quality of the rest of your day. Successful people understand this deeply. They don't let their mornings happen by accident. They protect them, they design them, and they use them as a launchpad for success. When you wake up and allow the chaos of the world to dictate Your first hour, you give away your power. But when you take control, even for a few intentional minutes, everything changes. Successful people use their mornings to set the tone. They start with focus, energy, and purpose, not distractions and obligations. This might mean meditating, journaling, exercising, planning their day, or tackling their most important task before the world demands their attention. The exact activity is less important than the fact that it is intentional and aligned with their goals. Mornings are a time of clarity. Before the noise of the day sets in, your mind is at its freshest, most creative, and most capable of deep thought. Successful people know they prepare the night before by planning their first hour, laying out clothes, preparing breakfast, and deciding what their focus will be. They eliminate as many distractions as possible so that the morning becomes a sacred, uninterrupted time for themselves. Mornings also allow for momentum. When you accomplish something meaningful early in the day, you set a pattern for the hours that follow. Completing a high V-value task, even a small one, triggers a psychological effect. It proves to your brain that progress is possible. This creates confidence, clarity, and motivation that lasts all day. It's a ripple effect. Your morning energy and focus flow into your meetings, your projects, your conversations, and your decisions. By contrast, a wasted morning creates a cascading effect of procrastination, distraction, and stress that lasts until you go to bed. Successful people also understand that their morning sets boundaries for the rest of the day. When they start with focus, they are less likely to allow distractions to dominate. They know what matters most, and they protect that vision. They start the day in alignment with their goals. And this alignment acts as a filter for every choice they make afterward. Decisions become easier because the first hour has already established clarity and direction. Here's the bottom line. Mastering your morning is one of the most powerful habits you can develop. It's not about perfection or a complicated routine. It's about intentionality, focus, and protecting the time when you are at your best. When you master your mornings, you master your day. When you master your day, you master your life. And that is exactly what successful people do. They don't wait for motivation to appear. They create it. They don't wait for perfect conditions. They make them. And it all starts in the morning before the world even has a chance to demand your attention. Every day we face countless small choices that, when added together, determine whether we feel in control of our lives or constantly behind. Most people underestimate how much their time and energy are stolen by tiny distractions, bad habits, and invisible drains. These are the things we don't even notice until the day is gone and we realize we accomplished very little of what truly matters. Successful people understand this and they deal with it ruthlessly. They don't just work harder, they work smarter. They remove anything from their day that wastes time or drains energy, and they do it consistently. The first step is awareness. You can't fix what you don't see. Successful people audit their days, honestly observing how they spend every hour. They notice the little leaks, scrolling endlessly on social media, getting sucked into drama or gossip, replying to emails one by one instead of batching them, jumping between tasks, and constantly reacting instead of acting. These distractions may seem small, but they add up. Hours are lost without notice. Energy is drained and focus is fractured. Once they see it, they act to stop it. Eliminating time leaks requires intentionality. It means making decisions about what deserves your attention and what doesn't. It means saying no to tasks, requests, and habits that don't align with your goals. It's about being selective with your energy. Every successful person has learned that time and focus are more valuable than money. You can earn money back, but once a moment is gone, it's gone forever. When you remove low-value distractions, you create space for the things that actually matter, the actions that move you forward, and the opportunities that transform your life. Energy drains are equally important. It's not just about how you spend your time, but also how you spend your mental and emotional resources. Negative conversations, toxic relationships, environments that sap your motivation, and constant multitasking all deplete your energy. Successful people identify these drains and take action to minimize or eliminate them. They choose to protect their focus and their mood. They know that a clear, energized mind produces better results than a tired, distracted one, no matter how many hours they put in. Another key strategy is simplifying your day. The human brain is not designed to juggle too many decisions at once. Successful people remove unnecessary choices and automate routines wherever possible. They plan meals, prep tasks, and schedule activities so that their willpower and energy are reserved for what really counts. This isn't about rigidity, it's about freedom. By removing clutter and distraction, you create mental space to think, act, and innovate. You create flow instead of chaos. Successful people also understand that productivity is not about doing more, it's about doing what matters most. You can fill your day with endless tasks, busy work, and small victories, but none of that will move the needle if you are not focused on the high-value actions that align with your goals. By removing distractions and energy drains, you create space to prioritize the things that have real impact. This is how results compound over time, how small deliberate choices grow into major accomplishments. Eliminating time leaks and energy drains also builds confidence and self-discipline. Each time you refuse to get pulled into a distraction, each time you protect your focus, you reinforce the belief that you are capable of controlling your life. This builds momentum. You begin to trust yourself. You begin to realize that you are not a passive observer of life, but an active creator of it. You start to see that the things you do today, even small choices, ripple forward into your future. Finally, removing distractions teaches one of the most powerful lessons about success. Clarity is power. When your day is free of unnecessary noise, when your mind is unburdened by constant interruptions, you can focus deeply on the things that matter most. Your work improves, your decisions become sharper, and your confidence grows. You feel in control, and that sense of control is transformative. It changes how you approach challenges, how you respond to stress, and how you view your potential. The bottom line is this: successful people are not more talented or lucky. They are intentional about their time and energy. They ruthlessly eliminate distractions, drains, and time leaks so that they can focus on what matters. And you can do the same. It starts with awareness, continues with deliberate choices, and is reinforced by consistency. Protect your time, protect your energy, and watch how your productivity, focus, and life transform. Every small choice matters, and it all begins with deciding what to remove so that what truly matters can flourish. Most people think productivity is about doing more, about juggling 10 tasks at once and constantly switching from one thing to another. But here's the truth: multitasking is a myth. The brain cannot focus on two meaningful tasks at the same time. Every time you switch between activities, you lose energy, focus, and momentum. Successful people understand this better than anyone. They don't scatter their attention across a million distractions. Instead, they batch their tasks, grouping similar activities dog, ether, and dive into them with full focus. This simple strategy multiplies their efficiency and creates flow in a way that most people never experience. Task batching is more than just organization, it's a mindset. It's the conscious decision to align your actions with your energy, your brain's capacity, and the rhythm of your day. When you batch tasks, you reduce the mental load of constantly switching contexts, checking emails, making phone calls, writing reports, and completing creative work all require different levels of focus and energy. Successful people know that trying to do them all in random order is a recipe for distraction and exhaustion. Instead, they group similar activities together and dedicate uninterrupted blocks of time to them, allowing their brain to stay in one mode and perform at its best. This approach also creates clarity and structure. When your tasks are batched, you know exactly what you need to do and when you need to do it. There is no scrambling, no panic, no wasted mental energy trying to decide what comes next. This allows your day to flow smoothly and your focus to deepen. You begin to notice that you can accomplish more in less time. Because your energy is concentrated, your decisions are clear, and your mind is not constantly shifting gears. Deep work becomes possible, and that is where real progress happens. Another powerful effect of batching is that it reduces stress. Constantly jumping between tasks creates a feeling of chaos and overwhelm. Your brain is never fully present in any single activity, and your productivity suffers. Successful people know that their peace of mind is as important as their output. By batching tasks, they create predictable patterns, reduce unnecessary cognitive load, and free their minds to focus on what truly matters. This not only improves efficiency but also preserves energy for creative problem solving and strategic thinking. Batching also encourages intentionality. It forces you to think about the tasks that actually need to get done and the order in which they should happen. Instead of reacting to whatever pops up, you decide how your time is used. You take control of your day instead of letting it control you. This is a recurring theme among highly successful people. They design their environment, their schedule, and their actions to support their goals rather than relying on motivation or reacting to outside forces. The compounding effect of batching is massive. When you focus deeply on similar tasks for dedicated periods, your output improves in quality and quantity. Projects that once felt overwhelming suddenly become manageable. Deadlines are met with confidence, and the mental clutter that comes from constant switching disappears over time. This creates habits of efficiency, focus, and excellence. Your days become predictable in the best possible way, productive, intentional, and aligned with your goals. Successful people also combine batching with time blocking. They schedule when they will work on a group of tasks, ensuring that distractions are minimized and focus is maximized. Notifications are silenced, interruptions are limited, and attention is fully devoted to the task at hand. This creates a state of flow where work feels effortless and progress is tangible. It is in this state that breakthroughs happen, creativity thrives, and results multiply. Finally, batching teaches discipline and self-respect. Every time you commit to working in focus blocks, you train your brain to resist distraction. You honor your own priorities and protect your most valuable resource, your attention. Over time, this habit reshapes your approach to work, life, and challenges. You realize that success isn't about doing more. It's about doing the right things with focus, energy, and intentionality. The bottom line is simple. If you want to manage your 24 hours like successful people, stop switching constantly and start batching your tasks. Group similar activities, dedicate focus blocks of time, and eliminate interruptions. Protect your attention, harness your energy, and watch as your efficiency, productivity, and results skyrocket. Every task you batch, every distraction you remove is a step toward the life you want to create. Success comes to those who focus, plan, and execute deliberately, and task batching is one of the most powerful tools to make that happen. One of the most overlooked habits of successful people is ending the day with reflection. Most people wake up, react to the world all day, and then collapse into bed without ever thinking about what went well, what didn't, or what they could do differently tomorrow. But the truth is, the way you close your day is just as important as how you start it. Ending your day intentionally is what separates people who drift through life from those who consistently move closer to their goals. It's the secret that allows high performers to learn faster, grow smarter, and stay on track when distractions and challenges arise. Reflection isn't complicated. It doesn't require hours of journaling or deep meditation. It can be as simple as asking yourself a few honest questions. What did I accomplish today? What worked well and why? What didn't work? And what can I change tomorrow? Did I spend my time and energy on the things that truly matter? These questions create awareness. They help you see the difference between actions that move you forward and actions that drain you. Without this awareness, it's easy to repeat mistakes, waste time, and drift through life without purpose. Successful people know that reflection builds clarity. Life is chaotic and it's easy to lose sight of your goals when you're constantly reacting to other people's demands and the noise of the world. By taking a few minutes at the end of the day to reflect, you regain perspective.